Today we're going to be talking about phone addiction. And I think it's actually very similar to a toxic relationship with another human being. Now, I could sit here and I can be like, well, phone bad. Phone bad, guys. Just put it on grayscale, but it doesn't work. And I've tried literally everything. But then guess what? 5 extra minutes, 10 extra minutes, an hour. We're gonna be talking about things that actually help, at least in my experience, and how to know if you are addicted to your phone. And the reason I say it's kind of like a toxic relationship is because you know that person is bad for you, but you keep going back. Your phone is the same way. It gives you these quick dopamine hits, a quick hit of validation, a distraction, a laugh, but then ends up draining you in the end. And also you tell yourself you can stop at any time. But can you really? No, you reach for it when you're bored, when you're stressed, when you're uncomfortable, when you look around and everyone else is on their phone. So you feel like, yeah, well, that's just normal. We all have to be glued to our phones now. I was on the plane recently. This was one of the worst flights I've ever been on. It was like a circus was entering the plane. 20 kids, dogs, cats. I'm surprised a giraffe didn't board the plane. And guess what? The kids were screaming and crying. If you love kids, great, I'm so happy for you. Not everyone loves kids. And when it comes to planes, I can understand, especially the moms that are super stressed out because a kid won't stop crying. I also hope that those women who have children, men who have children who are on those planes could also try and keep everyone else in mind as well. And it's one thing a child is, crying, you can't control it. Okay. It's another thing to bring a sound machine and start blasting waves on the plane. What is that? It's insane. So also the phone is making everyone into a narcissist. 20 kids crying and screaming on the plane. Dogs barking. It's bad enough we have all that. Oh, and Taylor Swift was playing. You know those weird covers that they play before the plane actually takes off? It had to be Taylor Swift on this flight. But then you add on parents who are so inconsiderate and they think everyone wants to hear that lullaby. Because then they went from the sound machine to their phone, where I guess they downloaded some sounds, and it was like, la 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 la. I felt like I was losing my mind on a plane where we have nowhere to escape. Also, if they offered child-free planes, I would pay extra. I'm curious if anyone else would. I'm curious as to why they don't have those. Maybe the demand isn't as large as I think it may be, but they probably have like baby headphones or something. Put the headphones on the baby and let the baby listen to la 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 la. Why do I have to listen to it? Adults do this too without kids. They go on the plane, the subway, the train, and they play their music. They call someone. Hey, how are you? Hi! Take your phone off speaker. You're not alone. It's so inconsiderate. It's so rude. Even though everyone talks about it, even though we all know that it's not great to be on your phone all day long, it creates all of these different problems. The loneliness we see in our generation. But then it also pretends to be the solution. Download this app and you'll have an online community. Bro, the online communities. If you don't have real life friends, I'm not saying you can't be friends with someone online. I don't think it's a good idea to say, I have 0 friends in the real world that I can go interact with face to face. But that's okay because basketball lover 123 on Discord is my friend. It's really important to make real life friends. And everyone's on their phone. It wastes your time, it ruins your sleep, destroys your focus, and then pretends to comfort you. We're not gonna do it anymore. Actually, yes, we are. We're gonna say we're gonna break the addiction, and then we're gonna go back to the 8-hour screen time. But then we're gonna stop and we're gonna say, no, let's try again. That's the important thing. You get up, you try again. Because what's the solution here? 6 hour, 7 hour, 8-hour screen time. So what? Let's just give up. No. And when you finally feel fed up and like you're ready to leave this toxic relationship, you don't. So you promise yourself, okay, I'll just have better boundaries next time, but you don't. So something has to change, all right? With a toxic relationship with a person, the best advice is to leave. But when it's a phone, it's easier said than done, right? You can't just be like, okay, well, let me just throw my phone into the ocean and I don't need it. I'm gonna break up with my phone. A lot of us need these devices to stay connected to others, to work. This is the direction the world is heading in, especially with AI, which is a whole nother thing. And politicians posting AI slop to this day, and they'll continue to do it. And that's really interesting, but that's a separate issue. We're just gonna be talking about, on the individual level, what we can do to overcome this phone addiction. Again, the important thing is not to give up and to keep trying new things and see what helps, what sticks with bringing down the screen time. Celebrate the small wins. It went down 30 minutes. That's still a win. This is something I really had to think about because I have to be on my phone a lot, checking the news, what's going on. But then I got to a point where I looked at my screen time and I realized Nothing is worth this. We have to set limits. We have to stick with those boundaries. And anytime we see ourselves going back to those old patterns, we stop. I was addicted to my phone way before YouTube. Has it gotten worse over the years? I feel like it comes in waves, right? There are certain seasons. I hate when people say that, but I'm gonna say that. There are certain seasons in my life where I feel tempted to go on my phone more. And sometimes I feel like I need to go on it less. Actually, when I'm on vacation, we're exploring new cities and things like that, I notice my screen time goes down. When I am on my little computer, it's really easy for me to be like, oh, let me just scroll on TikTok for 5 minutes. Does it end up being 5 minutes? Never. Never. 5 minutes is actually 10 minutes is actually 30, which is actually an hour. One time, I convinced myself it was actually educational what I was doing because I really like space. So I had followed this account on TikTok where it would just give different space facts. It was 3 a.m. And I looked at the time, I'm like, dude, I spent like 4 hours on space talk. Can I repeat what I learned about space? No. But it was so entertaining with these beautiful backgrounds of, with space. But it didn't actually help me in any way. It was just a distraction. And it's not worth it. It doesn't matter what you're learning about. I mean, that's better than me looking up celebrity gossip or something like that. But still, one TikTok about space. Okay, cool. 100 TikToks about space. Another red flag I've noticed is that I am bored of my phone sometimes. So even though I'm used to reaching for it as a distraction from boredom, I got bored of my phone at a certain point. Would open up social media and I'm like, yeah, okay. Expected, okay, seen it all before. What? This is so much information and I'm bored. That's how fried our brains are from these constant dopamine hits. To be bored of your phone, it's like next level, I think. But in a way it was good because I used that to my advantage. It's like, okay, I'm bored with the phone. Let's put it down. Let's put the phone down. Let's go out. Let's go do something. Let's go work out. Let's go make a latte. Let's just go. Let's go. Okay, the grayscale thing, does that actually help? I mean, I ended up just scrolling with everything being gray. So no, didn't really help. But you can try it. You can go in your settings and you can make your phone gray and that'll make it less interesting. Another thing, many videos and podcasts and things I like to listen to as I'm getting ready for the day, I speed it up. I'm talking really quickly and I feel like, okay, great. I'm getting more information. But is that really a good idea? No. No, it's not. You feel like you are being more productive because you're multitasking, but are you really? Are you actually going to remember what that person said in the video, in the podcast? You should take your time and listen to it at the regular speed because our attention spans are being destroyed. This all affects your sleep as well, especially with the blue light. Try to reduce that before bed. I feel like we all know this, but it's really important. Sleeping well nowadays, I think that's a huge flex. If you can say, yes, I sleep 8 to 9 hours a night, uninterrupted, I got no issue. Wow. Good for you. And your phone, your laptop, the TV, all of that affects it. Have you ever said to yourself, wow, I'm really glad I spent that extra hour or 2 hours scrolling on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm really glad I did that. No, actually it doesn't matter what you're scrolling on. You could be on Pinterest and it doesn't seem that harmful because you're just looking at nice photos. You're getting inspiration, but you're also wasting time. You could actually use that time and do something to get your life closer to looking like those Pinterest boards. Action. That's what matters. Do something. Comparison culture. We've all heard it. Comparison is the thief of joy. But in practice, is it easy to just say, well, they're doing this and that. I wish I were doing this and that, but it's okay. Comparison is a thief of joy. Let me just not compare. No, but it is important to stop yourself every time you notice those thoughts coming back. What should I do to get there? What are the logical next steps for me to take? In fact, it's great that I can see that person living the life I want because I know that that is possible. Here's a plan. And then you work on that plan. And then again, you do something. You take action. You don't just sit there, oh, woe is me. Woe is me. I don't have it. They do. Oh. How's that going to help you? Cry. Cry more. Follow people that inspire you. If looking at that account, that person online, triggers that sort of comparison, right? The need to compare, unfollow. You don't need that. No one is looking over your shoulder saying you have to follow that person. Or they follow you back so you have to. No. Sometimes I just find them annoying. It's true. And if you feel kind of awkward about it, mute them. That's what I do. I have most people muted. Social media distorts what normal life looks like. People online, influencers, we're not posting, oh, hashtag my mental breakdown this morning. Some do. I don't recommend that. I don't think people should be crying on camera, screaming about their trauma. No, do it in a calm, collected way if you want to share something that you think, your audience can relate to. But most influencers do not post those sorts of things. So then you think, oh, their life is perfect. Their life is sunshine and rainbows. No. You don't know what's going on. You have no idea. So don't compare yourself to their feed, to their videos, because they are not posting everything. All their struggles, they're not posting about it. Good. But then again, you have to remember, okay, I don't have the full picture, so I shouldn't compare. Do not start feeling behind because of curated feeds. Make the phone work for you. Don't be your phone's little bitch. Make the phone your bitch, okay? How do we do that? We're going to force the algorithm to only show us positive content. Not interested every time you see something that's useless. If it's not uplifting, if it's not inspiring you, if it's not making you laugh, if it's just making you sad, annoyed, drained, comparing yourself, if it's something like that, not interested. Unfollow, mute. If it is that inspiring content, like it till the algorithm learns what it should show you. This could take some time. Oh my goodness, side note. Has anyone experienced this? It's so weird. This has happened like 10 times now. When you think of something and you see it on your TikTok For You page or Reels, whatever you use, you didn't say it out loud. You didn't type it. You didn't look it up. You just thought about it, and TikTok shows you a video out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, did my For You page predict that I was going to have that thought? That's crazy. That's next level. So don't let it have that much power over you. Make sure you constantly do that kind of cleanse, right? Where you're liking content that's more positive. Use timers. Do they always work? No. Get an actual alarm clock, just when you have to wake up early. And also, when you're on your phone, place it on the other side of the room. So then when you hear it ring, turn off your phone and you go to the other side of the room. Make sure there's a little friction between you and that clock, because it's really easy to turn it off and then go back on your phone. That will help you consume with intention instead of autopilot. AI is making everything faster, faker, but also overstimulation is stronger than ever. So give yourself moments in the day where nothing is playing in the background, no music, no podcast, no TV. If you can just have a moment of silence in your day where it's just you and your thoughts, it's so important. And you can actually solve a lot of problems by just having those moments where you can think instead of constantly looking at something, consuming content. This is not right. We're not meant to do that. Give yourself those moments of silence. It's really uncomfortable at first when you're used to that constant stimulation. Do you break up with your phone? Probably not. For most people, it's about changing the dynamic. Unlike with a human. Treat it like a tool instead of a lifeline. That's how you change that toxic relationship. Stop grabbing it the second you wake up, before you go to bed, every time you feel uncomfortable, every time you're stressed out. You control when you use it, instead of letting notifications control you. Oh, notification, I have to check now. No, you don't. It can wait. It will wait. Once you take back that control, your phone cannot dictate how you feel. Remove people you don't need. You don't need to see their content. Block, mute, unfollow. Not interested. Also, it's important to get clear on what you're actually addicted to. It's not really this little rectangle. It is a feeling that the phone gives you, social media gives you, games on the phone give you, right? Whatever that is. And then find a healthier replacement. So next time you're feeling maybe a bit stressed, a bit uncomfortable, like you feel you have to reach for your phone, ask yourself, is that really gonna make me feel better? Doom scrolling for 4 hours? No, it probably will not. You need to learn how to tolerate a few seconds of silence, of discomfort. Then the urge to scroll will lose its power, and the phone can become something that helps you in life instead of controlling your life. And that's it. You guys let me know what you think. Can you share your screen time, or is it really bad? And what is your goal screen time? Comment below, follow, like, share, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.